takes sometimes 2 or 3 full business days of a person translating data from a bank's core system into our Excel model that we're using to check the interest accruals and produce the 1502 report.
And that's all gone.
That's all gone now. Yeah.
If you want, if you could share a little about you, your company, your role, to start off.
Sure. Yeah, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Innovative Financing Solutions. I've been with Innovative Financing Solutions for about 12 years now, and kind of worked my way from the ground up. Started with very manual processes, and over time, integrated software. Still have some legacy software we're working our way out of. One of the key projects that we worked on with Envative was helping us modernize and customize our 1502 reporting process, which is a very specific loan accounting function. A lot of complex variables to it, and a lot of complex workflows that tie in with our lender clients as well.
What were some of the drivers that you and leadership at IFS had that helped you decide if a custom project was for you guys?
Sure. Yeah, so we're a niche company type. We're what's called a lender service provider. So we partner with community banks and credit unions to help them administer their government guaranteed commercial lending programs, more specifically small business administration. The 1502 reporting process is a process that allows the lenders to report activity, statuses, and fees and principal interest splits that are owed to investors that purchase the guaranteed portion of these loans as an investment in a secondary market. So lenders, they use what's called a core system to account for their loans.
Like a Jack Henry, something like that?
Yeah, like Jack Henry or Fiserv. And most of the core systems, they don't have a lot of focus on their 1502 reporting capabilities. And there's really no outside way to reconcile payments that are produced by the core system to ensure they're being accounted for properly in accordance with SBA rules. So we are not replicating the bank's core system. Our system is more of a compliance function. So we're taking principal, payment information and disbursement information, and then we're calculating interest accruals based on the terms of the note, and more specifically how SBA requires interest to accrue. Then we use that information to feed into the 1502 report to then upload to the SBA. And if there's any issues identified, it allows us to work with our lending partners to then update their core system, as opposed to kind of running this payment reconciliation process in an Excel spreadsheet, which is really what was all that was available to the market until we produced this or developed this software product.
Did the project with Envative, did it achieve the goals that IFS had set for building this?
Yeah. So we just started using it. We got to a minimal viable product status, I want to say early spring, and we've just started using the system. It's catching manual mistakes that were being overlooked previously. We've already seen a marked improvement in efficiency, and we're still working on some ways to make the process even more efficient. But overall, it's working as it was intended. It's exceeded expectations so far.
So if there's any metrics for ROI that you and leadership have considered, like maybe hours saved, or if that translates into maybe loss through error, because I think that there is an impact. Like if you were to make a mistake in some of these reports, there could be fees applied to errors within the reporting. So were there calculations of maybe hours, or if you could, with your best estimation, if there was a return, if you're already realizing a return on investment?
Yeah, absolutely. So our core focus initially was primarily driving the accuracy. Obviously, efficiency is part of that, but the more human input in the process, the more error prone the process is. So We had a very manual process before. Um, we have not really worked with it long enough to fully gauge the ROI.
Sure.
Um, but just as an example, it takes sometimes 2 or 3 full business days of a person translating data from a bank's core system uh, into our Excel model that we're using to check the interest accruals and produce the 1502 report.
And that's all gone.
That's all gone now. Yeah, so we're able to produce a report from the bank's core system, ingest that into our system, and about 90% of the manual input process is gone now.
That's awesome. Have any feedback, or could you talk about what the experience was like for IFS and your staff working with Envative and our staff?
Yeah, it's been great. So we were introduced to Envative at the tail end of um, the Paycheck Protection Program processing. Um, so IFS, we were a big contributor to processing new applications and forgiveness applications under the Paycheck Protection Program. We were working with a different software provider at the time. We were introduced to Envative through mutual colleague, and during that process, Craig and Dave really helped us from a consulting standpoint finish out the forgiveness and the origination development with the previous provider we were working with. And we just immediately built a trust level. We knew that, we were getting great consultation, great direction. So it started with Craig and Dave, and then working with their team, Paul, Robert, and some others. Just really easy to work with, set a nice cadence on sprint meetings, followed through with deliverables that were due in advance of those sprint meetings. Like I said, it was a very complex project that we both pioneered together, so it didn't come without its pain, but
Yeah.
I think we both worked really well through the process to have a ideal outcome at the end.
Thanks. So, but do you have any idea, or have you considered what the system could do for you over maybe the next 12 months as far as scale, or how many loans you can actually manage now, or anything like that that gets you excited about having the software running?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big things that we're excited about is, most of our client base is small to medium-sized community banks, credit unions, much smaller operations, much less volume, really previously capable of supporting. This new platform really opens us up to a completely different market, much larger scale market, with some of the top SBA lenders in the country. The software really is one of a kind. There's nothing out there in the market like it, and initial feedback from potential customers and then existing customers, they really like the design and functionality so far. So what we're focusing on now is commercializing the software on a standalone basis, and we're
Mm-hmm.
working through the business planning, and we're hoping to have this launched within the next 6 months or so.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
But would you have any problem recommending Envative to someone that's listening to this case study right now?
no, absolutely, I would definitely recommend Envative. Great company and people to work with, great leadership, and it shows through how the team conducts themselves as well. So I would definitely recommend Envative.